This is your sports TV station in Lorain, WLCS TV 20.
Midview High School, the site of the Division I District semifinal tonight, featuring the Brunswick Blue Devils and the Lorain High Titans. Good evening, I'm Don Vincent, along with the coach Jim Baker, as we get set for this one tonight. Coach, the Titans coming in undefeated, the Brunswick Blue Devils 18-5 on the season. Contrast in styles, but boy, what a great matchup at this point in the tournament.
Well, this is just anticipation is off the charts for this game, Don, and justifiably so. You talked about, the Titans with that undefeated record, and they're running a team tonight, Brunswick, that is just 201 made three-pointers on the year. And watching them warm up, a lot of their shooting drills obviously are geared toward that. Everybody that's on the floor for Brunswick looks like they can shoot the three. So it's going to be a different style, like you mentioned, that Lorain will see. I think it comes down to, can the Titans pressure Brunswick? Can they get that tempo the way they like it? Can they get them up and down the floor? And if that happens, that's good. Okay?
I mean, that makes a whole lot of sense. And as you kind of go through this game and you start processing it, one of the things that I think you and I talked about that's going to be key is how are the Lorain Titans going to handle a packed zone when Brunswick sits back on them?
You got to think Brunswick's going to come out in that zone and force, Lorain to shoot it from the outside, try to keep them on the perimeter. Lorain's seen its own defense this year, so we'll see how effective that Brunswick zone that we anticipate, how good it's going to be. The thing is, the main three-point shooters, Davier Andrews is a pretty good three-point shooter, but the other ones come off the bench.
Right.
Ross and Smith and Davis. Those three usually come off the bench, and they all have three-point ability. So it's going to be interesting. It's definitely going to be a lot of coaching going on during this basketball game from both sides.
As you start looking at that, we'll switch over and we'll take a look at the Lorain offense real quick. Actually, you know what we're going to do? We're going to take a real quick break. When we come back, we'll start setting things up. We'll take a little bit deeper, in-depth look at the Lorain offense. We'll also take a look at the starting lineup to get the set for tip-off right here. Midview High School in the Division I District semifinal action on the Cool Camp 1380, the Lorain County Sports Network, and WLCS TV 20.
Ohio State is saving lives every day.
This is Ohio State.
We're the economic engine of the state.
A major employer.
Over 60,000 students. We're on the forefront of cancer research. An educational core of Ohio.
Impacting tens of thousands daily.
Our alumni organization is nearly 500,000 worldwide.
This is Ohio State.
This is Ohio State.
Ohio State.
This is the Ohio State University.
Have you ever bought a car and then realized you couldn't afford it? Insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting something different. Don't be insane. At Credit Max Auto, you can get a really great car with a payment you can't afford. Visit us at creditmaxauto.com.
We're going to welcome you back here to Grafton and Midview High School as we get set for the introductions of the starting lineup. So we'll go ahead and take a look at those ourselves. Our starting lineup is brought to you by MT Business Technologies. Maximize your efficiency with professional document management systems and network management solutions. Call MT Business Technologies today. The Brunswick Blue Devils under Coach Joe Mackey, who's been there for a couple minutes or so. 18-5 on the season. Michael Quiring will start at one of the guards. He's a 5'8" junior, averaging about 7 points a ball game. Eric Bullock, 6'6" senior forward, averaging just over 10. Actually, the only guy that averages more in double digits for this Brunswick squad, which is a surprise. Zach Sabula averages 9.1, so he's right there as a 6'1" junior guard. Jason Mikulovic is a 6' senior guard. He'll be joined by Nate Armagas, a 6'8" senior guard. They list a 6'8" senior guard. I'm not sure how that works, but okay. That's a college-style player right there, to say the very least. For the Lorain High Titans coming into the district at number 1. No surprise here with the starting lineup. It's what we've seen all season long. Javier Andrews, 10.7 points a game, 3.2 assists, a 6'2" junior guard, along with Eddie Williamson. He'll really run the show out top of a 5'10" senior guard. If you get points for him, it's icing on the cake. Just watch for him to play great defense and run the show offensively. Rashad Berry, the Ohio State commit, 9.3 points a game, 5 rebounds a game, and an assist and a half plus, 6'5" as a senior. Devon Andrews, probably the best player on this Lorain squad. A lot of people would say best player in Lorain County this year. 21 points, 6.5 rebounds, 4.2 assists, 6'5" as a senior. And rounding out the starting lineup, a sophomore, which has been impressive all year long, Nazbo Hannon, 6'5" forward, 13.9 points a game, 7 rebounds, and an assist and a half as a sophomore.
He's had a great year, and obviously the entire Titan team has had a great year. And keeping on that great theme, what an atmosphere, Don. I mean, this place is electric. It's packed. They said it was sold out. They weren't lying. There's people all over. And the hype, I mean, you just hope, and I have a feeling it will, you just hope the hype for this basketball game, that the play is going to match it. But again, as we talked about leading in, we're talking about the styles. We're talking about, you have obviously a perimeter team in Brunswick that is averaging almost double figures just in 3 points made per game. And you've got a Lorain team that is athletic as Lorain County has seen in a long, long time. Yeah. So it's what it's going to be. Can the Titans create havoc with that pressure defense they love to run and wear people down with? Can they wear Brunswick down? If Brunswick can handle that, we're going to be in for a great basketball game.
Well, and keep this in mind, one of the things that we've seen, Jim, throughout the season is the fact that a team will keep up with Lorain for a quarter, maybe a quarter and change, and eventually that what do they call it, 32 minutes of hell,
right,
wears on them.
And they do. They do a great job of doing that. I'm curious with Brunswick because, as you mentioned, they only have 2 kids listed in double figures, and it's low double figures. Yeah. But they've got a tremendous amount of kids that have knocked down 3. So I would expect to see a lot of rotation coming in from Brunswick. They look like they have, on paper anyway, they look like I got a pretty deep bench.
Here we go. Tip is going to be controlled by somebody by Lorain. Nazwa Hand's going to come up and get a really awkward-looking tip. He'll scoop the pass outside. Javier Andrews thought about the 3 ball. He'll work it down to the big guy, Barry, along the baseline, and he goes backwards in a double team and ends up turning the ball over.
Yeah, Brunswick trapping on that baseline, and here comes Lorain, full court pressure.
They start out that way, and immediately Brunswick will get it into Bullock. They'll drop it over the left side. A block's going to be called on the side. Eddie Williamson's going to be called for it. His first, team first.
Well, that's the thing. You don't want to be too hyped up. And if they're going to call that, then if you're Lorain, you want to see it called at both ends of the floor.
Jason Mikulovic handles the inbounds, having a hard time.
That was a push-off.
Lobs it in, goes way high with the pass, to be saved back by Quiring, right into the hands of Javier Andrews, sends it down to the baseline, off the fingertips of Nazbo Hannon, a little bit too anxious on that pass.
A little bit quick. These kids have got to be maybe a little overly hyped up here. They need to make a nice play here and get rid of all those little nervous butterflies.
Double team early. Quiring's going to handle the ball, wants to go up court. Double team will find him. He'll come across court to Bullock, across the timeline. Drops it high, sends it off to the right wing. 3-ball early on. Okulovic in and out, no good. Rebound comes down. Devon Andrews wants the fast break, pushes it to Davier on the left side. Gets it right back out top, wants to go right side. Sends it out to Williamson, who'll come back out top. Davier thought about the 3, head fake, pushes into the lane from about 15 feet. That one a no-go. Rebound comes down to Armagost and will head the other way.
Yeah, Davier got caught in between. He wasn't sure he wanted to shoot it, and as a result, wasn't very smooth with that.
The Titans go into that full court press off the miss. Again, you've talked about how tough that is.
That is, and they did it.
3-ball off the top, Wiring nails it.
That's what's going to make Brunswick so tough, Don, is everybody on that floor outside of Armagost, the post. The other 4 kids can all shoot it.
6:44 left for first quarter, 3-0 in favor of Brunswick early on. Out top, Davier Andrews sends it outside. Eddie Williamson looks at the high post and Barry.
2-3 zone.
Devon swings it back out top. Nas Bohannon slices through the lane, poked away nicely by Quiring, picked up and headed the other way. That was Okulovic, sends it back out top. Ball poked away. Devon Andrews got it. Fast break opportunity, goes to the rack. Right-handed layup, draws the foul, or go to the line. That one's going to be called on the big guy, Armagost.
Nice job by Devon Andrews getting a hand in there and forcing that turnover and then heading the other way. He wanted to possibly throw it down. Bullock took that away from him, but he did draw the foul, trying to get Lorain on the board here.
6:20 left. First free throw is good for Devon. First points of the ball game. Sets up for a second one. Takes a nice long time. Puts the ball up. Oh, rolls that off the rim. Rebound's going to come down. Might have been a travel there on Bullock. No whistle there. Head down court, going the other way.
Bullock's got away with a couple of those. Interesting to see if they get that, because he is dragging that pivot foot at times.
Firing out top, working against Williamson. Sends it to the top of the key. Sabula works back out. Finds Okulovic. Okulovic on the drive, back out top. Sabula works his way right into a double team in all kinds of trouble. Steps through the double team.
Oh my goodness, that was 5 seconds.
My goodness, there's the takeaway. Davier Andrews is going to step up with it. He and Devon kind of get mixed up along the side. And going into the line, block's going to be called. Well, I tell you what, that would have been a lot better break. Both of the Andrews were kind of bumping shoulders coming down court.
Yeah, Davier has been a little bit not as smooth as we've seen him, Don. I mean, that time there, he needed to get rid of that ball quicker and just keep running and get it back. He was lucky that he got that block call, not a charge.
Foul call on Quiring. Inbounds pass comes out to Devon, drops it down to the baseline. Rashad Berry goes high and drops it in. His first points of the ball game.
Nice job by Nas Bohannon coming in, drawing the defense to him, and then going to Berry. And that's nice when 6'5" can lob it to 6'5".
Ball knocked out of bounds. Actually, apparently Lorain didn't give enough room to get the inbounds play in, so they'll give him the baseline to work. Quiring with the ball, working with Okulovic now. A couple dribbles up court, finds a double team, then flips it off. Quiring goes long over to the edge. Barry, boy, I tell you what, could have been a travel call. It's not going to be there as Barry made a run at that one. Loose ball comes away after the shot. It'll be in the hands of the Titans.
Titans getting the Blue Devils to shoot it quick, though. That's what they want with that defense.
Long pass goes to Davier Andrews along the baseline. He tries to send it underneath after getting everybody up. Nice job by Okulovic to take it away.
Well, that's 4 turnovers on the Titans, Don.
3-3 with just under 5 minutes left in this first quarter from Midview High School. Outside the arc, Okulovic. Somebody lost his shoe out top.
Eddie Williamson lost his shoe. He did such a great job getting through that screen. He come right out of his shoe, but he did a tremendous job defensively, keeping pressure on that ball and taking that screen away.
Here comes some subs. Got a lot of height going out. Barry sitting down and Devon Andrews is sitting down. The big feller, Anthony Smothers, comes into the ball game, as does Shane Smith. Shane's been that 6th, 7th guy coming off the bench pretty consistently here, latter part of the season. Brunswick with the ball, Quiring outside the arc, left wing. Looks inside. Boy, facing another 5 count. They're not going to get it. Inside the arc, left baseline is good. Nate Armagost drops that one down.
Boy, nice touch. It wasn't a 3, but he was close to it. But everybody in blue can shoot the basketball.
Williamson with the ball slows things down here for the Titans on their offensive end. Boy, a lot of contact inside. Bohannon spots from the left elbow. Can't miss that. Misses that one. Can't hit it. Gets his own rebound. Sends it out. Williamson thinks about the three. Fires the three. Got the three.
Boy, need that. Usually you don't get that from Eddie Williamson, but the way he's playing defense could be his night.
Fast break offense going the other way for Brunswick in the hands of Bullock. Bullock sends it over to Quiring, who's pointing directions out. Armagoss will come over and give him a screen. No, he'll avoid that. Wants to go to the rack. Goes in the middle of the lane. Bohannon there to take it away, works the fast break, sends it out to Davier, works to the top of the key, right back to Bohannon. He'll spot the 10-footer. That one no good. Smothers goes over the back, I thought, of one of the Brunswick players. Either way, it goes out of bounds off of him.
And that's what Lorain has to do defensively, is make Brunswick put it on the floor. They're not nearly as comfortable putting it on the floor unless they're trying to drive and kick it to somebody. But the other end here, the Titans just really have had some good looks, Don. Cold to start with this quarter.
Kevin Davis comes in for the Titans. Kevin Simmons and Steve Fissick come in for Brunswick. 3:40 left in the first quarter. 6-5 in favor of the Titans. Working up court is Kevin Simmons. Finds a double team, then drops it off to the big guy Armagoss. He'll send it all over the right baseline. Another three ball up and down. That was good for Fissick.
That's just too easy. I mean, for these guys, almost like shooting layups. Too wide open that time for the Blue Devils.
2-point lead for Brunswick. Smothers on the baseline, forces up a shot, goes off the side of the board. Fast break opportunity going the other way. Simmons wants to go to the rack, lays it in. He's got two.
Yeah, nice job in transition by Brunswick. They can run if it's there, obviously.
10-6 in favor of the Brunswick Blue Devils. They'll sit in that zone, a 2-3 zone. Javier Andrews tries to get someone to go through. Top of the key, Bohannon sends it outside. Davis, three ball to answer, got it.
Boy, need that, and he's been there all year long for him. Kevin Davis, great job, though, by Bohannon, penetrating a little bit and kicking to the shooter.
Another quick pass, gets the ball across midcourt in the hands of Simmons. Double team along the sideline, works out top, ball poked away, it's picked right back up by the Blue Devils. Three ball, Simmons got it!
Well, I tell you what, these guys can just flat out shoot it. Doesn't matter who, they all can in blue jerseys.
2:28 left in this first quarter. Out top, Davier Andrews. No, it'll be Bohannon at the lane. Spins to the rack, lays it up, rolls it off the lane, comes down with it in his hands, and a foul's going to be called on Brunswick. Oh, boy.
Well, I thought he did. I thought he grabbed. I was surprised the call didn't come sooner, not to be a Lorain homer, which I think we are tonight.
We might be.
I thought he got grabbed earlier, and then he did get the foul.
Armagoss will be called for the foul. Sub coming in here for Brunswick is Badowski. Let's see, so for the Titans, you got a couple guys running in. Davis is out there, Shane Smith is out there. Jamar Ross comes into the game along with Devon Andrews and the big guy Rashad Berry. Titans on their offensive end. Davis sends it out. Boy, I tell you what, Smith thought about that three ball, just wasn't going to be there for him. Davis on the right wing, so gets it back out top. Smith goes through. Davis outside. Three ball, right wing, rolls it across the rim. Boy, Devon Andrews there for the rebound. Sends it right back out. Another three ball. Smith leaves that one short. He'll get it right back off the tip. They'll send it back outside. Jamar Ross is going to try it. That one's going to go over top of the backboard, out of bounds. Boy, three looks, good looks at three balls.
Absolutely good look. Shots that we've seen them knock down throughout the course of the year, but not tonight.
Less than 2 minutes left in this first quarter. 13-9 in favor of Brunswick early on in this one. Quiring, facing a double team, falls down, pushes the ball forward. It'll go out of bounds. He's looking for help from the officials. It's just not going to be there.
Yeah, that was another one that could have possibly been called. A little bit too much pressure, but it's tough. The more you dribble the basketball against this Titan defense, you're going to get in trouble.
Davis will have the ball off the inbounds to get the offense started here. Berry will clear high, 15-footer off the left elbow, back of the rim. Long rebound goes down, and that's going to be a travel. Boy, unfortunate there for Brunswick. They got the clear rebound, but one of their guys was on the court. Steve Fissick went down on the court. Badowski got the ball, but ended up tripping on him. Got to call the travel.
Yeah, absolutely. Just tough break for the Blue Devils. But again, Don Lorain just struggling here in this first quarter. A lot of good looks, can't get them to fall.
Von Andrews handled the inbounds pass. He'll get it back out top. Jamar Ross hands off. Williamson back into the ball game. He'll run the offense now. He'll work to the left side, and Smith. Shane Smith, a couple dribbles, centers it back up. Williamson outside the arc, right wing, well away from the basket. Tell you what, Rashad Berry wants the post high. They'll send it outside. Three look there for Ross. He thought about it, then put it back in the holster. Outside it'll go. Shane Smith through the lane, kicks it out. Ross will fire the 3-ball this time. Had a guy swinging at him.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, boy, a lot of contact. I don't know what you call that or who you call it on, but it was too much.
You got to be an over-the-back call normally, but no whistle.
Fast break opportunity. Jump ball is going to be called at the other end. Alternate possession is going to stay with Brunswick, but you like the defensive pressure there by the Titans nonetheless.
And if the Titans, you know, if this is going to be physical and they're going to allow some physical stuff to work, that's definitely going to be in the Titans' favor in the long run.
If for no other reason, number 3.
Yeah.
The discussion almost stops right there.
The one-man physical crew.
Yeah. 50 seconds left in this first quarter, 13-9 in favor of Brunswick. They'll have the ball here. We'll see how much time they run off. Okulovich works to the right side, hesitates, pops it out. To the elbow that time was Badowski. He'll get it back to Okulovich. Working away from pressure, sends it to the top, and Physic. He'll work to the left wing. Simmons wants to go to work. Knocked away by Devon Andrews. He's on the fast break. He'll just take the layup and put it in. Smart move there from Devon.
Absolutely. Quick hands, just lightning quick with that steal, and then a good smart finish at the other end.
Makes it a 2-point difference. One pass forward and almost a travel down along the far side. Simmons has to go back and get the ball. He'll find a double team. Okulovich outside the arc may have traveled. Takes the drive. Scoops it back out. That'll be Physic for 3. In and out. No good. Rebound. And put back is good for Badowski. His first 2 points of the ball game. 3, 2, 1. Midcourt for Bohannon. Floats through the air. Leaves that one short. So it'll be 15-11 in favor of Brunswick at the end of the first quarter. We're going to take a break. When we come back, second quarter action right here on the Cool Cap 1380, the Lorain County Sports Network and WLCS TV 20.
Hi, this is Michael Peterson. I'm sitting here in the beautiful Sound Kitchen recording studios in Franklin, Tennessee. Did you know that for over 90 years, the American Legion Auxiliary has provided comfort, care, and scholarships for our military veterans and their families? There continues to be a great need for scholarships for the children of our military veterans, as well as outreach for our wartime veterans and their families. Please join me in making a generous donation to the American Legion Auxiliary Foundation.
Is magic really magic? If a deal is too good to be true, well, don't be fooled. There is no magic. Credit Max Auto has a great selection of cars with fast, easy financing and payments you can afford. Check us out at creditmaxauto.com.
All right. Boy, I tell you, any surprises here early on, Coach? 15-11, Brunswick over Lorain at the end of the first frame.
No, I really felt that this was going to be the biggest test of the year for the Titans because of the way that Brunswick plays. And if Brunswick was lacking any confidence, Don, they got it that first quarter. This is going to be a ball game.
Lorain will have it to start off the third quarter. Javier Andrews at the top of the key. Looks like the starting lineup for the Titans. And looks like the starting lineup for Brunswick as well. Williamson outside the arc, works it down to Barry. Barry sends it into the middle. Devon Andrews takes it to the rack, can't get it the first time, gets it back, puts it back in.
Boy, the Brunswick people are just going crazy. They want 3 seconds. And really, Devon Andrews was in there about 11 seconds that time, but you just don't see that call much anymore.
Good point. Badowski goes the other way, gets spun around, drops it off. Okulovich sends it outside, pump fake there, then the drive for Physic, gets into the lane. He may have traveled, sends it out, 3-ball launched, and that one's good for Badowski.
Well, that's big, but you got to get out on those shooters. You got to know where they're at. You can't just get off and help too much against a shooting team. You got to cheat.
Down to Barry. Barry tries to force it right back to Bohannon. It'll bounce off at the 33 in the middle of his chest and out of bounds. That was a sharp pass.
Yeah, I mean, just too much pace on that ball, too close quarters.
Another long pass gets the ball across, well, to midcourt and then across midcourt. Taking the drive toward the baseline was Badowski back out top. Okulovich, 3-ball, no. Clearing inside and getting fouled on the shot that time was Bullock. He'll go to the line for a couple.
A little frustration right now for the Titans, Don. They really are not doing a very good job on the boards, at least putting body on people. And again, the problem, Brunswick, anytime they penetrate, they've got about 3 or 4 options they can kick it to that can knock down threes.
Second foul on Eddie Williamson. And some discussion with the official and John Rossitano and Eddie Williamson. He's going to have a sub come in for him.
Well, you know, you're going to lose, obviously. I mean, you're going to bring in a shooter in Kevin Davis, but you're going to lose some leadership and a tremendous on-the-ball defender in Eddie Williamson anytime he sits down.
Free throw, in and out. The second one, ball knocked around. Bohannon will come down with it, gets it off to Davis. So Davis will run the offense from between the circles right now, facing that zone defense. Javier Andrews to the left side. Bohannon now on the arc. Back out top to Davis. 6.5 left in the second quarter. Bohannon top of the key. Left side, Davis. Nice bounce pass goes down to Devon. Sends it out to Javier. 3-ball left wing. No good. Rebound is going to be all Brunswick.
See, and those are what you have to knock down against that zone. That was good ball movement, good diagonal pass, but again, coming up empty on the outside shot.
Okulovic inside the arc, sends it back out top. Quiring looking for a screen to get Davis off of him. They'll forego that. They'll bounce back out top between the circles now and run the offense. To the left side, Okulovic. Quiring now. Works to the right side, drives inside, goes hard to the lane. Got it and one!
Well, I tell you, what a great drive by Quiring. Able to get in, turn the corner, draw some contact, get the fortunate bounce, a chance for a conventional three-pointer.
Sabula comes back into the ball game. Zach Sabula, no points in the ball game. 6 different guys in the books for Brunswick already.
And the problem again with Brunswick, Don, they are really a great front-running team because they get the lead. They're hard to guard.
30-second timeout comes off the Lorain High bench. Want to remind you to check this game out later if you like. All of our broadcasts are simulcast and archived online at loraincounty.com. It's all about Lorain County. It's all about you. Join your neighbors and log on now to loraincounty.com. Also want to let you know that you can check this game out later via TV20 WLCS. Good to have them along for the broadcast as well. Joe Bach here managing the show. 22-13 in favor of Brunswick. We've got about 6 minutes left in this second quarter. Are you getting excited here if you're a Lorain fan yet?
Well, this next 2 or 3 minutes is just crucial for Lorain. That obviously this is not the start they wanted, being down 9 here, but they need a couple solid offensive possessions and they need a couple solid defensive possessions and be okay. But yeah, right here, somebody needs to make a play on this offensive set against this zone to get their confidence back a little bit.
Devon Andrews outside the arc. Javier between the circles. Matt Bohannon left wing. Gets it right back out top to Devon. Wants to take the drive. Sends it outside. 3-ball. Javier. Rim, no. Rebound's going to be battled for. Brunswick fans want a foul called on Barry. I guess it's pretty academic since the ball ends up in the hands of Brunswick anyway. Outside the arc is Physic. Back out top, Quiring.
They're doing a great job down Brunswick of boxing out in that 2-3 zone. A lot of teams don't do that. They do a nice job with it.
Physic with the ball now, working away from Rashad Berry. Taking the big guy way away from the basket, which I think is probably a good strategy.
And here comes another set. Brunswick will just run a ton of offensive sets.
Kulovic outside the arc. Lorain defended that one pretty well. Into trouble now. They'll send it back out top. Physic with the ball. Comes to Quiring. And the Brunswick fans appreciating the fact that they've got another reset here. Quiring, top of the key. Dribbles toward the baseline. Had a layup if he'd have taken it. Got by the big guy Barry. He'll get it outside. 3-point land along the left baseline. A couple dribbles. Gives that up.
Well, this is what they're going to do. And, I mean, they've taken almost 45 seconds off the clock with this offensive possession.
It'll be Sabula. Goes behind his back in front of Devon Andrews. Swings it all the way up. And he's going to lose it out of bounds into the Lorain bench. Now the Lorain people are happy. They got the turnover.
Yeah, and you know, you got to be able to do that. But, again, you know, don't panic. But got to start knocking some of these shots down because the zone just gets so frustrating if you're not knocking your shots down. And you just start pressing, and that basket seems to be tightening up on you. So got to just keep moving that basketball, looking diagonal, get it down to the baseline, reversals, and get everybody involved here.
Lorain back on their offensive side. Bohannon flips it out. Devon Andrews works to the lane, pops in an 8-footer. Wasn't pretty, but it went.
Well, able to get some dribble penetration first from Bohannon and then from Devon Andrews, and then finally getting off that 13 on the scoreboard.
Sabula playing catch with Bullock in the backcourt. Looking for a little bit of help. Long pass forward. There's Armagas again, way outside the arc. It's not like he's not going to shoot from out there, but
he's a good outlet at 6'8" to just, you know, throw it up there to him, let him break the pressure.
Quiring works toward the right side. Wants to take the drive, goes into the lane, kicks it out. There's the big guy, Armagas, from about 15. That one no good. Barry gets the rebound, leaves it forward. Devon Andrews wants to go to the rack, shows it, brings it back, puts it up, gets fouled. go to the line. And I think they got the big guy Armagas again, didn't they? Did they challenge him?
I believe they did. But
that'll be his third.
And that's absolutely what Titan basketball is right there. Get a stop and run the floor. And Devon Andrews going strong to the basket, drawing another foul.
Andrews has 7 in the ball game and 2 free throws coming his way. Fouls really aren't a huge issue with the exception of Armagas for either squad. First free throw is a no-go, a little bit strong there for Andrews. Anthony Smothers comes into the ball game. Rashad Berry will sit down. A few times in my life I've really felt small. One of them when I was standing next to Rashad. Jeez. And then Smothers is no small fry. He's 6'7", coming off the bench. Second free throw is a no-go. Boy, nice rebound there from Armagas.
Boy, not doing themselves any favors. Titans just 1 for 4 this half from the foul line.
Here's some big full court pressure. Brunswick's going to handle it again. Kulovic works to the block, goes up. He'll get fouled by Smothers and go to the line for a couple. That was an easy call.
Yeah, absolutely. Good strong take there by Kulovic, and Smothers, going to get charged with the personal.
The senior Kulovic, a lot of minutes, has not scored yet. And I guess this is kind of going to that point that we've been kind of touching on along the way. Kulovic misses the free throw. Nobody in double figures here for Brunswick. You've got 22 points, everybody hitting, but it's not one guy.
No, they are balanced, and the other problem right now is the score is exactly where Brunswick wants it to be. They understand what the score has to be for them to win this game, and Titans just struggling offensively.
Kulovic will miss both of those. The Titans want to get on the push here. Davier Andrews sends it outside. Shane Smith goes long cross court. He's going to get whistled for the travel, and we'll head the other way. Turnover on the Titans.
And again, he's done it a few times tonight where he's kind of just hasn't been sure of himself as to what he wants to do.
Ball out on the sideline, right in front of the Brunswick bench. Kulovic is going to handle he's going to sit down. Sabula is going to handle the inbounds. Bohannon's going to be right in front of him. And they get it back to Bullock, and now Quiring. Quiring waiting for the double team, and then he'll find the next available guy. He'll try to create some space, swings it way down court. Has Sabula there at the top of the key, sends it outside right side. Simmons takes a baseline drive and then kicks it back out. Wide open three, Sabula. Back of the rim, no. Davis is going to watch that one bounce out of bounds, and we'll head the other way. 3 minutes left in the first half, 22-15 in favor of Brunswick over the Lorain High Titans.
Better job by the Titans that time of closing out on shooters. But, same thing. Got to do something against this zone.
Oswald Hannon outside the arc, right side. Davier Andrews at the top now. Works to Shane Smith on the left wing. He'll hesitate as he comes across and recenters the ball. Hannon will pop out. Davis thought about the three. No dice there. He'll go back out top. Shane Smith drops it in. Bohannon wants to spin into the lane. Sends it outside. 3 ball for Davis. If it goes, he got it.
And the key there, Don, they got it to Bohannon in the paint, right at the foul line area. Drew the defenders, kicks it to a shooter. That's good zone offense.
Brunswick facing his Titan defense. A long pass forward will get it across. Nice little touch pass goes off to Quiring. He's going to get shouldered coming down court. That's going to be on Shane Smith, his first, team 5th.
Well, there was contact.
There was. 2:18 left. 4-point difference now. Berry, Smith, Bohannon, Davis, and Smothers in the ball game now for the Titans. Sabula gets it back out top. Physic has to gather it. Pump fakes a 3 ball. To be Quiring with the 3 ball. Back of the rim. That one no good. Devon Andrews rebound. He's going to start the fast break, and he's going to get checked at midcourt. That one's going to be on Sabula. His first, team 5th. Both teams at 5 fouls with just over 2 minutes left in the first half. Rashad Berry will come into the game. He'll take his post along the baseline.
Well, you got 2 shooters and you got 3 big guys.
And Bohannon sitting outside right now. Smith hands off to Bohannon. He'll work to the top of the key. Sends it outside to Davis. Nothing doing for him there. Bohannon wants to work inside. Davis thought about the 3 ball. Oh, does everything but get up into the air. Man. He got to the top of the key, wanted to get it off to Smith. Smith tried to come back and help him, and he threw it where he was, not where he's going to be, and that's the turnover.
I'd like to see him just get Bohannon at that foul line, let him work there, and try to get the ball to him and let him facilitate a little bit.
Firing to Bulick. He'll take a couple dribbles to the top of the key, sends it outside. Physic in all kinds of trouble with Devon Andrews in his face. Coming out to help out that time was Badowski. He'll get it back out top to Quiring, and here come the Brunswick Blue Devils burning some clock. Quiring goes between his legs with the short dribble, thought about the three ball, drops it down to the baseline. Good cutoff there by on Badowski as he took the drive. Try to work it inside, ball poked away. Jump ball is going to be called. Alternate possession is going to stay with Brunswick.
Real good job by the Titans that time defensively, just challenging everything, forcing the tie-up. But arrow going to Brunswick, they'll get a chance to go inbounds.
Quiring will handle it. He's eyeing up one guy on the far right side, not going to be there for him. Gets it into Bulick and then hands it right back to him outside the arc. Baseline drive, may have stepped out of bounds, gets the layup, rolls it off the front of the rim, a little bit too much pressure. Davis in the middle of the court on the fast break to the right side. Devon Andrews sends it over. Shane Smith, air ball on the three ball. Bohannon there for the rebound and the putback. Bohannon's first points of the ball game. Back to a 2-point difference.
Nice job on the backside. Bohannon doing a lot of little things here. They're keeping Lorain close.
There's a tip away. Devon Andrews has to save it back in. Got up into the air, called the timeout along the way. And are they going to give it to him?
No, they changed that rule, Don. You can't do that anymore. You used to be able to do that. You used to be able to jump up, I thought.
Why are they giving the ball to Lorain?
I think he's confused. You can't jump out of bounds and call a timeout like you used to. You have to be you got to be in play to call a timeout anymore.
So the officials correctly did not give that timeout. Quiring across the timeline with the ball. May have gotten tripped up by Davis. He'll work away from that. 34 seconds left. The whole gym on its feet here as we get ready to wrap up the second quarter. With the ball is Simmons. Simmons looking at Davier Andrews. Clock down to 22, 21, 20. He's just going to pound the ball.
Get close enough to force the count. You're not close enough to force that count.
15, 14 seconds. Boy, I tell you, not paying a lot of attention with Simmons, and Davier Andrews got right back up on him. 9, 8, 7 seconds. Still Simmons with the ball. Ball poked away. Davier Andrews loses the ball going up, laid it in and got it. Davier Andrews, his first points of the ball game, ties it up at 22. The Lorain High fans rocking the house here in Grafton. That's typical Lorain High. Just when you think you got them down, they're going to punch you in the nose and get right back into the ball game. It's halftime, 22-22. We're going to take a break.
Sergeant Michelle Garcia served meritoriously in Iraq and has the medals to prove it. Soon after leaving the Navy, Lieutenant Chris Scott found a job, a home, and started a family of his own. Corpsman Richard Stokely took the skills he learned in Vietnam and put them to good use as a paramedic. But soon after leaving the military, each of these veterans fell on hard times and faced homelessness. Even after Michelle lost all her savings, even after Chris wasn't able to pay his mortgage, and even after Richard battled alcoholism for years, they each reached out for help when they needed it most. A simple phone call put them in touch with a trained professional from the Department of Veterans Affairs. That call got Michelle a place to stay until she could afford one of her own, put Chris in touch with employment assistance, and found Richard a substance abuse program. These veterans are success stories not only for how they were able to help others while serving their country, but for how they were able to let others help them. If you know of or are a veteran in need, make the call.
Have you ever bought a car and then realized you couldn't afford it? Insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting something different. Don't be insane. At Credit Max Auto, you can get a really great car with a payment you can't afford. Visit us at creditmaxauto.com.
And welcome you back to Midview High School at the half, 22-22. Lorain High and Brunswick getting after it here. The land of the middies. Number 1 and number 5 seed respectively. Coach, what do you look for here coming out of the locker room into the third quarter?
I think if you're Lorain, you keep that pressure defense on. You really still would like to see them against that zone, Don. Get that ball to the foul line area. That'll make that zone offense so much more effective because it forces those two guys up top to come get you when you're right in the middle there with that ball, and that's going to open up some wing possibilities for some drives or some shots. From Brunswick, you know, there's not a whole lot they can change. I'm sure that they would take this right now. They got the pace where they want it. They got the score where they want it. So this is one of those that this third quarter going to be a big one.
Lorain will have it. They'll be moving left to right across your digital tuner. If you're watching on WLCS, you already got that, so it's all good. They'll have the ball to start things off. Devon and Davier playing catch outside. They'll drop to the baseline. Nas Bohannon goes long pass. Offensive foul's going to be called underneath. I think they're going to call Barry on the screen underneath.
Yeah, I mean, if you get that arm away from your body, that's a pretty easy call for the official to make.
And again, Brunswick just handling that pressure coming up court fairly well. Almost a travel out top that time to Sabula. He'll get it off to Quiring. Quiring works off to the right side. He's going to be hawked out there by Williamson. Still with the dribble. Works to the top, spins away from the pressure, sends it back outside. Sabula goes to the dribble into the top of the key. Pulls it back, sends it outside. That'll be Okulovic with the three ball. Got it.
Well, that's just a mistake by the Titans. You can't drop off that far with shooters out there.
Titans right back onto their offensive end pretty quick down to the baseline. Barry spins from about 12 and then gets a bump and goes down. The foul's going to be whistled on Armagas. Guess what? That's number 4.
Whoa.
That's a big deal.
Now they got number 3 on the board.
Well, I could be wrong. It wouldn't be the first time, but
well, they were announcing 3.
Yeah. Well, I could be wrong. So I'll take it off. Somebody else has a foul I don't know about. Rashad Barry ends up putting the first free throw in. Has one more coming his way. 25-23 in favor of Brunswick. They get a 1-point ball game with both the free throws good for the big guy Barry.
Yeah, now if you're Lorain, I mean, you get that pressure, but if Brunswick breaks this, you can't help off shooters as much as you normally do on defense. You got to stay a little bit tighter on that help side.
Quiring goes long past to Sabula, then gets it right back to Quiring. He's going to run the show from out top. He's telling everybody where to go. Flips it off to the right side. Bullock across the top. Hasn't contributed a whole lot in terms of scoring, but he's been that outlet guy. Kulovic trying to go to work against Devon Andrews. Not going to be there for him. Ball pops loose. Bounce pass out to the left side. Quiring runs over the top of one of the Titans. Ball poked forward by Barry. He'll get it forward. He'll go to the rack. He's going to get called for the charge, rather. You didn't like that one, Coach?
No, well, I know Rashad got kind of caught going up in the air there. He had Bohannon on the backside. A little bounce pass there would have been 2.
Second foul on Barry.
When he left his feet there, he made that a pretty easy call for the official to call that charge.
Yeah, Brunswick just handling the pressure when it comes up at him by just drifting the guy immediately right back behind the pressure. They'll be in their offensive end here fairly quickly. Armagas works to the elbow a little bit deeper than that, sends it out. Kulovic frees up, 3 ball, got it.
Well, they can just shoot it, Don. I mean, you've got to make them put it on the floor as best you can because they are just spot shooters all over.
Williamson between the circles, drops it off to the right side. Devon Andrews. Now Bohannon. Get it outside. Andrews looks at it again. He'll go long cross court to his brother, Xavier. Back to Devon. Head fake, goes to the rack, takes a layup. No, may have had some contact. Gets his own rebound, picks it up in the middle of the lane, goes between a triple team. Can't get it that time, gets his own rebound, puts it back in. He's got 9.
Boy, great job by Devon Andrews because obviously they were letting him play on that possession. He stayed with it, accepted the contact and finish.
And here comes Brunswick just handling the pressure yet again. Bullock works to the top of the key, sends it outside. 3 ball, Sabula, that one no good. Comes down to Williamson. He wants the fast break. Doesn't have a whole lot of help. Makes contact. Well away from the basket. It'll be Lorain high ball. Foul's going to be whistled, I believe, on Sabula. That's the case. That'll be his second.
Nice job by Eddie Williamson. He read that he had the advantage the whole time. He's going to go in there and take it off the drive and drew the contact. Inbounds play for the Titans coming up.
Physic comes into the ball game for Brunswick. Up off the bench is Davis, and standing by is Shane Smith. He'll pop in here in just a second, I have a feeling. Devon Andrews to handle the inbounds. Davier at the top of the key, off that pass. Davis on the right wing. Pump fakes the 3 ball, drops it down the baseline. Devon goes at the spin move and a 15-footer. That one no good. High rebound, pulled down by Okulovic. Gets it off to Quiring. Now here come the Brunswick Blue Devils. 28-26 with 5 minutes left in this third quarter. Quiring drops it off to the right side. Physic thought about the 3 ball. Said, Drops it off on the drive. Sabula goes to the rack nicely and lays it in.
You got to switch that, Don. You get that ball screen, you just got to switch that and take the ball handler. And nobody took the ball handler for Lorain.
Javier Andrews gets it out top to Devon. Now Davis wanted to go to the right side and Bohannon, but was cut off there. And Mitch Gillum Jr. up on the bench, begging for a back cut against this zone defense.
They're trying to run people through that thing, make that zone move a little bit.
Javier Andrews, right wing, bounce pass goes Davis. Thought about the 3-ball, pump fake goes inside, loses the ball on the pass attempt. Okulovic comes away with it. Ball poked away. Javier Andrews ends up giving it right back down at the other end. Layup and 2 to Sabula. That'll be 4 points for him. I'm waiting for the timeout to come off the Lorain bench.
Well, Brunswick they just keep coming. I mean, Lorain had that nice 9-0 run at the half, but all the momentum has come back to the Blue Devils.
Javier Andrews 3-ball off the right wing. That one looked a little bit flat. Brunswick will get it right back. Firing, working up court. He'll get it off to Physic. And then right back. The sub coming in here in just a second. Badowski will come into the ball game for Brunswick. I think Smith is set to come in for the Titans here in just a moment as well. 32-26 in favor of Brunswick. 3:38 left in the third quarter. Firing and the Brunswick Blue Devils just taking their time.
Well, and what makes them effective is they can all handle the basketball. So you don't have one point guard there trying to fight everything. And that's why they can take so much time off the clock with each possession.
Kulovic straight on, full timeout, comes off the Blue Devils bench. Interesting time to call that for Coach John Mackey. We'll take a break as well. 3:20 left in the third quarter. It's a 6-point Brunswick lead, 32-26 on the Cool Cat 1380 and Lorain County Sports Network.
One of my biggest passions in life is animals. That's why I've worked with Morris Animal Foundation for over 40 years. Morris Animal Foundation is a world leader in helping animals live longer, healthier lives. You can too. Just show your support at morrisanimalfoundation.org.
To help cats, dogs, horses, and wildlife live healthier lives, visit morrisanimalfoundation.org, where we are advancing science that will create a healthier tomorrow for animals.
Have you ever bought a car and then realized you couldn't afford it? Insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting something different. Don't be insane. At Credit Max Auto, you can get a really great car with a payment you can't afford. Visit us at creditmaxauto.com.
End of the gym here at Midview High School. Don Vince along with the coach Jim Baker. Also want to remind you can check this game out later on WLCS TV 20 if you want to see the video to go along with it. 32-26 in favor of Brunswick, Coach.
Yeah, you couldn't have drawn up a worse scenario for the Titans to come out in this third quarter. They were hoping to, get on top a little bit and start getting that transition going. But Brunswick, to their credit, that zone defense has just stifled Lorain almost all night.
10-4 run to start things off here in the third quarter for the Brunswick Blue Devils. Akulovic with the ball outside. Gets it out top. Bulick there. Nice back cut and a nice layup that time for Jason Akulovic off the right wing.
Great set play. That came off the bench, off that timeout. Just reverse the basketball against that ball pressure. That's what you do. Go back door.
Javier Andrews wants to go to the rack, gets the ball up into the air, tip, no. Bohannon another tip, that one won't go. Barry gets the rebound, sends it out top. Ball tipped away, but then picked back up by Javier Andrews. Davis will center it up, and I think that the Titans really want to start mixing some things up. Even if you don't get the shot to fall, get the rebound, go back up at him. Javier Andrews drops it in. Bohannon, nicely done inside. He's got 4.
A few things you can do, and that's one of them against his own defense. You get some dribble penetration, and that time they were able to get that penetration, draw the defender, and then get the nice, easy finish.
All right, Titans with a couple of opportunities there on as the Brunswick Blue Devils were coming up court, unable to get there. Quiring trying to go to work against Davis, wants to go with the layup, goes over top of everything. Ball comes loose. Still loose on the ground, finally picked up by Javier Andrews. He wants to push on the fast break. Takes it to the middle lane. Nice drop pass off to the right side. Layup goes in for Shane Smith.
Boy, and for one of the few times the Titans able to get that transition game going, getting that timeout from the Blue Devils.
30-second timeout with just over 2 minutes. It's back to a 4-point difference. And boy, quick turnaround there. Joe Mackey called the full timeout. couple shots going the other way. Gets it back at it with the 30-second timeout.
Well, he really understands. Obviously, Coach Mackey's a great coach, but he understands momentum changes. He understands getting on a roll, so he wants his team just to refocus. Very important here that they come up with a good possession offensively, Brunswick, because Lorain, they can get another defensive stop, Don. I mean, that's critical here to getting back in this thing. They got it down to 2 possessions, so big timeout by the Blue Devils. The Titans just got to be as solid as they can be here defensively. They need to stop big time right now.
They're going to change up their press. It looks like 1-2-2. Maybe they'll trap along the sideline here. See exactly what they're doing. This is a little bit different look. Kulovich walking it up. He'll pass it off to Badowski. He'll get near midcourt.
Trying to get a 10-second call.
Boy, it came pretty close with it. Badowski with the ball outside the arc. Mishandles it, picked up by Berry. Fast break opportunity. Gets it forward to Devon Andrews. Lays it in.
And it worked, baby. That 1-2-2. Nice adjustment by the Titans, showing that for the first time. Now they're back in their diamond.
Brunswick with the ball, facing that pressure. Kulovich now. They just trot up court, wait for the double team to find him. Works off to the right side of Badowski. Long pass forward goes to Bulick outside. They'll work it inside. Okulovich down the left baseline. 3-ball launch to Beulah. That one no good. Williamson, long rebound. Wants to push on the fast break. Top of the key. Tries to go to the right side to Devon Andrews. It's going to end up going out of bounds. Oh, boy.
It seems like they've just been off half a click the majority of this game. Don, right there, just perfect example. 3-on-2 and ended up with a turnover.
Kevin Simmons comes into the ball game for Brunswick. Sitting down is Aaron Badowski. Another sub coming in for Lorain High. Davier Andrews will come in, and sitting down will be Shane Smith.
But really, though, the Titans really trying to impose their will defensively now on Brunswick.
That lob pass up toward midcourt. I'm surprised someone's not jumping that pass yet. I haven't seen him do that. There's a poke away by Bohannon. Going to get whistled for the foul. I'm not sure he got him on the first one. There was contact as they both went back after it, but Bohannon's going to get whistled for it. That'll be his first.
That's just too bad. He may have got him. It's just too bad that Bohannon couldn't come up with that clean, because that would have been a nice breakaway, I got a feeling.
Oh, yeah. Shane Smith comes back into the ball game. Bohannon will sit down. That was going to happen regardless. Not due to the foul. Kulovich with the ball. He'll be D'd up by Williamson. Works off to the left side. Simmons there with the ball. Smith will D him up. Kulovich back with it. Has the ball poked away. It'll go off his leg.
No, you got to overrule him.
Help him out.
You got to overrule him.
That went off of Kulovich's knee.
Good officiating.
There you go. Coach Joe Mackey knew it was coming.
Yeah. Oh, and I mean, that was obvious, and the official had a better angle, and that's good officiating. That's what you like to see.
Bohannon back into the ball game. Gets a little bit of a break. Smith will sit down. Williamson will wait for the ball to get near midcourt before he picks it up. They'll start the clock there with 53 seconds left in the third quarter. 34-32 in favor of Brunswick. At the top of the key, Devon Andrews tries to look inside. Ends up in the hands of Davier. He'll get to the middle of the lane. Forces up the shot to tie it up. How does he do that?
Well, I was fortunate. That looked like it was going to be a turnover, and instead the Titans are there with the tie.
34 seconds left in the third quarter. We're back to even. Brunswick will pull ahead. Lorain will get right back at it. Brunswick taking the time, getting it up across midcourt. Hesitation outside. Physic with the ball. Sends it back out top to Okulovich. Everybody on their feet yet again. 16-50. There's a takeaway by Devon Andrews. Works to the top, gets it off to Davier. Goes up, fouled, and he'll go to the line. Boy, if you're Lorain, you really want him to finish there.
Yeah, well, the only problem, I mean, it was a great job defensively. The only problem, they were too close together coming down on that. He didn't have a good angle, so the defender was able to get in there and get some contact. But I don't know why that whistle's blowing. He's got the ball in his hands.
There shouldn't be anything stopping it right now.
Are they going to say it's on the floor?
It can't be.
They're saying who the foul is on.
Well, they got it on Okulovich. He's got 2 shots, so why are they bringing in subs?
I don't know. This is a little bit of a delay, and I don't think they were clear on who they gave that foul to.
They had it on the board right. Now the official will walk over and tell John Rossitano what's going on. Davier Andrews, in the meantime, has effectively been frozen.
Oh, it's 1-1. Oh, that's a takedown.
How's it 1-1?
Oh, and they called that on Barry.
Wait a minute.
It looked like he had a takedown.
There's only 3 fouls apiece. How is it 1-1?
How's it 1-1? He should
be a 2-shot free.
Wait a minute. You're exactly right. How is he shooting a free throw? No, that's terrible.
They called a lane violation?
On the first one?
How does that happen? There's still a second shot, isn't there? Wow. Okay, so I don't get that. Somebody's going to have to explain that to me at some point. I'm sure there's an official out there that would be happy to educate me. Brunswick with the ball, poked away along the left sideline, forced the shot up. That one's a no-go. Rebound comes down to Barry. Shot was by Sabula, and we're going to end the third quarter tied at 34. 34-34. 8 more minutes of basketball, maybe more, coming your way on the Cool Cat 1380 Lorain County Sports Network and WLCS TV 20.
For the thousands of wounded warriors returning from battle, Wounded Warrior Project has developed the Warriors to Work program, a unique program that helps wounded warriors translate their military experience to the civilian workplace. The Warriors to Work program also works with employers to find the right job for the right warrior. Contact Wounded Warrior Project at findwwp.org. Welcome home the brave.
Is magic really magic? If a deal is too good to be true, well, don't be fooled. There is no magic. Credit Max Auto has a great selection of cars with fast, easy financing and payments you can afford. Check us out at creditmaxauto.com.
34-34, 8 minutes on the clock here at Midview High School. Titans had an opportunity to step ahead, Coach. Lane violation, missed free throw.
Yeah.
Doesn't help.
Well, we got it figured out at least, but it was a 2-shot foul for Davier Andrews. The first time he didn't get to shoot it because one of the Titans had stepped in or was stepping on the line as he got the basketball, which made it a violation. And then the second one was a miss. And so that quarter ended the way the second quarter ended, Don, with the Titans coming back to tie it up. A Brunswick ball here to start the fourth.
They'll have it on their offensive end. Armagas back into the ball game. Gets it off to Quiring. He'll be beat up outside there by Davier Andrews. Spots the 3-ball off the mismatch. No. Tipped Armagas. No. Gets it back again. Tries to go up. Has the ball poked away by Devon Andrews inside. That shot no good. Another offensive rebound. Ball loose again. Ball goes out of bounds. We're headed the other way. Off of the Blue Devils.
Yeah, that time the Blue Devils missed an opportunity as the Titans originally left a 3-point shooter, didn't get it, and then 2 offensive putbacks didn't get it. Titans with a chance to take the lead.
I'm up on my tiptoes here because everybody in the gym is standing. Williamson comes up court, hands it off. Devon Andrews at the top, wants to go to work. Finds Davier on the left wing, gets it right back. Top of the key to the right block. Goes down, almost gets knocked down, going up with a shot. Leaves it well short off the side of the rim. Kulovic gets it off to Quiring. Quiring in the middle of the lane, sends it outside. Thought they were going to see a 3-ball. Arbogast drops it back down to the baseline. They'll get it back outside. Arbogast, top of the key now, wants to go to work, does so, go to the block, probably travels, scoops the pass off, and Okulovic there to make up for it. He's in double digits. He's the first Brunswick Blue Devil in double digits. We're going the other way. Lorain side of things, Davier Andrews works across the top, gets it off to Williamson, 36-34 with 6:43 left in the ball game. Out top is Williamson. Right side is Devon Andrews. If you think that Lorain's not been pushed, they have been a couple different times, and they've been successful. Shot by Andrews off the left side, no. Gets his own rebound, gets fouled, and will go back to the line.
Boy, he forced that first one, Devon Andrews, against good pressure, but to his credit, stayed right with it, was able to get the offensive rebound and draw a foul here. There's going to be a lot of understatements here, but Titans need to knock him down from the free throw line down.
No doubt about that. Wanted to see who they called that foul on. I think it might have been Bulick. Free throw, no. That's tough.
Yeah, that was just had too much on enough arc. It was just a line driver off the back of the rim.
That's what happens when you start getting tired.
You're exactly right, and I mean, you can't blame these guys. These kids have really put on a show from both teams tonight with effort. I mean, the effort has just been outstanding.
Ron will go back to the line, bounces it a couple times, spins it, dries off his hands, puts it up, a little bit better touch that time, but it's not going to go. Rebound comes down to Bulick for Brunswick. He'll get it off to Quiring. And the Titans will just back up defensively and meet at midcourt. Quiring going to work against Williamson. Tries to spin away. Williamson right there with him the whole time. Goes between his legs and backs off to near midcourt, then starts working on the left side of the offense.
5 seconds.
It's going to get a timeout. Yeah, I mean,
you can't. Oh, my goodness.
Go ahead, Coach.
Well, that's a 5-second call. I mean, there was that, and that's exact. Joe Mackey, great timeout by him because he knew it was 5 seconds, but he got the timeout before the official, and that's what the Lorain assistants are trying to get a explanation now is like, why was that not 5 seconds? And I would be curious to know why that wasn't either.
30-second timeout comes off the Brunswick bench. 36-34, the Blue Devils over the Titans. 6:11 left in this ball game. We're right back in the hands of the Brunswick Blue Devils when we get back at it.
But I will say this, Don.
Yes, sir.
I would absolutely want no part of officiating this basketball game.
You can't win.
No. And they've done a nice job overall. They really
I would have to agree.
I mean, it's been, most time they blow that whistle, you know what the call is going to be.
Sabula to inbound, gets it to Quiring across the timeline. Still with the hold, wants to go to work against Williamson. He'll hawk him all the way to the right side, from the left side of the right side. Badowski wants to work to the basement check. That was Akulovic. Sends it back out time. Armagas, 15-footer. That one no good. Javier Andrews there for the rebound. Wants to go to work, going up court. Slows down once he gets past midcourt. Finds Williamson. Boy, look at Smothers all alone along the baseline.
Well, they got to get some penetration if we're going to get him the ball, though. I mean, you got to go. There you go.
Devon to the top of the key, off the pass from Davier, sends it outside. Williamson right back out top. Davier, long three ball. May have been bumped, goes down to the court, misses the free ball anyway off the back of the rim. Quiring, working up court, into the lane, drops it off. Arbogast has it altered there by Anthony Smothers. Gets the rebound. Down court. Javier Andrews, little floater from 12 feet. That one no good. Arbogast ends up with the rebound. Boy, a travel's going to be called. There was contact. You could have called that foul on either Sabula or on Williamson, maybe even more so, for not giving him room to come down.
Yeah, and I thought if there was going to be a foul, that's what the call was going to be, because Eddie Williamson was really tight, didn't really allow the ball handler much room, but the officials ruled that he traveled before there was any contact.
Still 36-34 in favor of Brunswick. 5 minutes left. Right side's Williamson down to the baseline. Devon Andrews gets dropped as he starts a drive, and that was a tight call on Okulovic. That'll be his second.
Well, I don't know about that. As much contact as there been, that didn't seem like a whole lot. But big foul. The next one, the Titans are going to be shooting 1-1.
That's not been a real good thing for them tonight, has it?
That's true, too.
Williamson to inbound. Somebody's got to move. Javier will on the opposite wing. Got the ball.
They got to get that ball to Bohannon.
He'll take a 15-footer, left elbow. That one no good. Rebound's going to come down to Arbogast. He needs to get it down court. He'll find Quiring, and he'll handle it, and he does. He'll get a screen off of Bulick and just trot up court. Works to the top of the key and then spins back out. Bulick to Quiring, right side. Outside the arc, wants to go to work, lose the ball, diving on the ball of the Titans. Jump ball. Alternate possession is going to end up in the hands of Lorain High.
Just tremendous hustle by Devon Andrews that time. As that ball was on the floor very long, he immediately, all 6'5" of them, just dove out there to get it, forced the tie-up arrow. Titans timeout.
They'll take a 30-second timeout. We'll remind you again, you can check this game out later if you like. All of our basketball broadcasts are simulcast and archived online at LorainCounty.com. Just add the /WDLW and you can check out the archive at LorainCounty.com. It's all about Lorain County. It's all about you. Join your neighbors and log on today. You can also check out the video presentation of WLCS TV 20. Joe Bach in the house as well.
There's not too many people not in the house right now. This house is packed.
No doubt about that. And boy, what do you set up here off this inbounds play if you're the Titans?
It's just they have not been able to get over the hump, Lorain. You know, they haven't been able to, the times they've got it tied, they haven't been able to take the lead. They haven't been able to tie it the last couple possessions. Brunswick going to be in that zone, and why wouldn't you be? They've done a great job with it. I want to see Bohannon get some touches somewhere along here, preferably at that foul line area, and that's going to open some things up for him.
Bohannon will inbound. He'll get it off to Williamson. Davier Andrews on the left wing. Rashad Berry posting low. Devon Andrews posting. Berry will pop high at the free throw line. Bohannon works to the top of the key, gets it off to Williamson. Still looking at that 2-3 zone. Davier had it for a moment, wanted to get it to Berry, wasn't going to be there. Williamson, 3-ball, right wing, everything but in. Arbogast gets the rebound. Quiring now will head up court.
See, the problem for the Titans, their best defensive team that they have on the floor right now is not their best outside shooting team.
Right. Down the left baseline. That'll be Okulovic, I believe, working against pressure. It is. He'll take the baseline drive, didn't fight the pressure, left the layup really short, ended up traveling, putting it back up. Rebound comes down to Berry. Watch out. Goes right side. Devon Andrews goes to the rack. Got the layup.
Good job. Good job by Andrews. He knew he was going to get bumped, and he was still able to finish. Titans have tied it up.
36-36. Whistles will tweet, stopping the clock as the ball went well away from the basket. Baseline to roam here.
And they get over the hump, Don. You've been tied so many times. I don't know if they've had to lead Lorain since. I don't know if they've had to lead.
I'm not sure
tonight.
that they have. They have to check and see. 3.5 minutes left in this one. Up court. Bulick, 3-ball off the left wing. That one hits the strapping up above.
The strap.
The strap, I know.
Yeah, you know.
It seemed relatively simple to put a spring-loaded thing against the backboard. Well, here we go. You talked about whether or not the Titans can grab a lead. Here's an opportunity, tied at 36 with 3:18 on the game clock. Right side is Bohannon. Sends it all the way across. Davier wanted to go inside to Berry. They'll go back outside. Davier Andrews, couple dribbles of the ball. He'll send it back out top to Williams.
The problem they have, Don, Lorain, is they just haven't been able to hit that outside shot.
Well, there's a turnover. Let's see where they're going to call it. There was a good pass. They got the ball low to Berry. He tried to find Devon Andrews. It went off of his hands and kind of ping-ponged around off of blue and white jerseys and ended up going off of white.
Davier Andrews hasn't shot it real well tonight. You can just see him now. He's not real confident on normal three-point opportunities. And really, there's nobody that's a three-point threat on the floor against that zone right now for Lorain.
Firing, works forward, drops it outside. Kulovic works into the lane, stops there, sends it back out. With the ball there with Sabula. Finds Quiring again.
Well, I tell you, 2:40 left. Brunswick can hold this thing a long time the way they handle the basketball.
And the way they can shoot doesn't really help the Titans much at all. Physic gets it off to Quiring, back out top now. Sabula. Davier Andrews checking him out top, working against that.
Oh, pressure. He double dribbled.
Yeah, he did. No call on that.
He double dribbled.
Physic drops it off to Kulovic. Wants to go to work. Still holding the ball. Where's the 5-second count? Not going to be there. There's a turnover. Comes up Devon Andrews.
Got Berry.
Gets it too high. Gets it right back to him. Lays it in.
Great job by Rashad Berry. Great job with that catch and coming right back to Andrews to give him the lead.
Titans with the lead. 38-36. 2 minutes left. Now here comes more of that full court pressure. Quiring gets it to midcourt.
Now you got to be solid. Now you got to be solid.
Drops it off. Layup to be missed. That'll be Physic. Can't hit it. Fast break opportunity. Devon Andrews goes up, gets mugged, gets sent to the court. That'll be on Bulick. That'll be his fourth.
Boy, I tell you, Brunswick had a layup at the other end.
Yeah, they did.
Couldn't get it to fall, and Lorain coming right back with that transition. Devon Andrews drawing that foul, but like we talked about, Don, now you got to knock them down. How big are these free throws?
They're immense. Full timeout on the court with 1:47 left in the ball game. 38-36. We're taking a break as well. We'll be right back on the Cool Cat 1380 Lorain County Sports Network and WLCS TV 20.
Ian Ralston was a combat medic who was injured in Iraq. When I met Ian, I knew we had to help him get his housing grant, an auto grant, and every benefit to live as normal a life as possible. And we did.
PVA has helped hundreds of thousands of veterans get the care and benefits they've earned.
My name is Jason Stevenson, and I work for Paralyzed Veterans of America.
Paralyzed Veterans of America, changing lives, building futures.
Why do you let car dealers treat you like you're stupid? Just because you've had credit problems doesn't mean you're stupid. Credit Max Auto treats you with dignity and respect. We have a great selection of cars with fast, easy financing and payments you can afford. Check us out at creditmaxauto.com.
1:47 left in this one. 38-36. Lorain over Brunswick going to the line.
Partner, I told you. What wins championships?
Defense.
All right.
Just saying.
The Titans are they have struggled offensively all night long, but that defense.
When they needed it, showed up.
Yeah.
That being said, it's not been their best defensive performance of the year. Give credit to Brunswick.
No, Brunswick is they played exactly the way we thought they were going to play. And this has been a tremendous D1 semi for sure, and now the Titans need to knock down some free throws.
Devon Andrews at the line. He struggled a little bit from the charity stripe tonight. Missed a couple just a few minutes ago.
Boy,
he's going to miss that one. Front of the rim.
Flat. And that's legs, Don.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, you miss short, it's legs always.
Eddie Williamson looks over and it shows him. Bend those legs, man. He'll line up for number 2. It's hot in this gym, by the way.
Absolutely.
There's the second one. That one bounces around before it falls in. That'll be his 16th point of the ball game.
Well, setting it here, minute 45. The Titans only have 14 fouls, so they do have a couple to give if there's a drive going, but you got to figure Brunswick's going to do what they do, and you better find those spot-up shooters.
39-36, firing out top, wants to go to the drive, forces up a shot. They're going to call a foul late on Williamson. They were making contact all the way from the left wing through the top of the key, the right wing, into the block.
Well, I just can't agree with that. I don't think that had anything. If the contact had any effect, it was before the shot.
Agreed.
It didn't affect the shot whatsoever. He's going to be able to shoot 2 here.
Firing hits the first one. If you expect these guys to miss free throws, you're probably mistaken.
No, you got to figure that they're going to just knock them down because that's the way they shoot the basketball. And there's probably doesn't matter who you foul.
Agreed. Second one is up and good. And you're going to get a foul after the shot, so do they count that one is the question.
Who are they calling the foul on?
I think they're going to get it on Brunswick because one of the Lorain players ended down on the court. They're going to count the free throw. So give Quiring 8 points, walk down to the other end with no time expiring on the clock, and send Rashad Berry to the line. Now, this is a guy that's not going to not have strength.
No.
He'll be good to go.
And he looked good shooting his free throw. He shot a couple in the first half and looked good on both of them. But, well, minute 29 left, 1 point lead.
You need him.
Absolutely.
Fisick comes into the ball game for Brunswick. He'll set up low on the blocks. Barry at the line on the bonus, 1-1. First one, no. Bohannon there with the rebound. Goes back up. Can't get the ball. Barry, got it. Rashad Berry drops it in. He's got 6 now, and it's back to a 41-38 difference with 1:19 left. Here come the Blue Devils.
Huge job keeping it alive and finishing. Need to stop here, Lorain.
Firing, gets away from the defense, sends it left side. Okulovich, 3 ball, got it!
Man.
Okulovich now with 13 points. We're tied at 41, 1 minute left.
You gotta make shooters put it on the floor, Don.
Williamson will just walk up court. They're going to play for 1 here.
They may hold if Brunswick stays in that 2-3.
Bohannon's going to work down to the baseline. He's sticking one finger up in the air. He may be calling for the win. See how it goes now. Clock down to 42, 41, 40.
Question is, are the Titans comfortable just playing it out, or are they going to call a timeout instead of play?
They've done it before.
Different philosophies.
They've got 2 full timeouts to give. Devon Andrews, Eddie Williamson chatting near midcourt. 25, 24, 23 seconds left now. Javier Andrews on the left wing.
You want to go with about maybe 9 seconds left, Don.
Rashad Berry, left baseline, outside the arc. Naz Bohannon, right baseline, outside the arc.
Here we
Williamson starts moving forward. 9-8, sends it outside. Devon now centers it up with 6-5, right side. Gets it back, hesitates. 3 ball off the back of the rim, no. Rebound Okulovich. He's going to shoot it from long distance. We're going. No, wait a minute. Are they going to call a foul?
Well,
Barry tried to commit a foul.
Well, if they do,
it would be on the floor anyway.
Right, there's not enough time.
All right, we're going to go ahead and we're going to take a real quick break. We're going in overtime, 41-41 at the end of regulation. 4 more minutes of basketball coming your way on the Cool Cat 1380 Lorain County Sports Network and WLCS TV 20.
Veterans benefits earned through your service in the National Guard or Reserve can offer a range of support.
I wouldn't be here today as a successful woman without the help that I received.
From home loans to job training, Go to benefits.va.gov/guardreserve to find out more, even how to apply online using eBenefits.
This is one of the best things I ever did in my life.
We were very fortunate to have these benefits, so we definitely ought to use them.
Achieve your next mission. Learn about your VA benefits today.
Have you ever bought a car and then realized you couldn't afford it? Insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting something different. Don't be insane. At Credit Max Auto, you can get a really great car with a payment you can't afford. Visit us at creditmaxauto.com.
4 minutes on the clock, 41-41. Check this out. The end of the first quarter is 15-11 in favor of Brunswick. Second quarter ended at 22-22. Third quarter ended at 34-34. 7-point all in the fourth quarter for a 41-41 tie at the end of regulation.
Well,
did you expect all this?
I thought it was going to be close. And to Brunswick's credit, they got down there 3, but Mikulovic drills the 3 to tie it up. Lorain doesn't hit at the 3 in the last possession, so 4 more minutes here.
Brunswick playing a defensive tip, and Rashad Berry will go up, knock it back to Devon Andrews. Eddie Williamson with the ball now. Start things off. He's getting Bohannon out of the way. He's directing traffic now. Wants Davier Andrews to come back up top. Goes to the left side. Or that was Devon, rather. Devon to the right side off the pass from Davier. Williamson now.
Yeah, Titans are going to have to try to get it inside. That outside game just has not been there for them tonight with the 5 that are on the floor.
Devon circles back out top, works off the screen from Naz Bohannon. They come right side. Williamson, 3 ball. That's going to miss off the back of the rim. Rebound comes down to Bulick, and we're going to head the other way. Acquiring with the ball, hesitates in front of Eddie Williamson. Being hawked there, might have cleared out with his off arm. No dice there, no call there. There's more contact near midcourt. That's mutual contact, so the officials aren't going to call that. To the left side, Sabula. Top of the key, sends it right side. Okulovic now with a couple dribbles in front of Devon Andrews.
So impressed with Acquiring, just 5'8" from Brunswick, but you talk about a true point guard. He really handles that basketball.
Bissick at the top, drops it off to Sabula, then to Okulovic. He'll work off the screen from Armagas, gets to the top of the key. Devon Andrews going to hawk him up near midcourt. Okulovic hesitates, goes all the way underneath, kicks it back out top. Timeout comes off the 30-second timeout. I don't think you have any 30-second timeouts there, Coach Mackey. It's going to have to be a full timeout. By definition, that's all he's got. Full timeouts. We'll take a break as well. 2:46 left in overtime. 41-41 on the Cool Cat 1380. Lorain County Sports Network, WLCS TV 20.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Yeah, it's for a nicer day, huh?
Oh, it's beautiful.
Gonna get some big ones. Anybody want to wear a life jacket?
I'm good.
No life jacket? That's a deal breaker.
Daddy, you promised.
Daniel Stevens.
Yeah, give me one of those life jackets.
This message brought to you by the National Safe Boating Council and the women who nag you. Love you.
Is magic really magic? If a deal is too good to be true, well, don't be fooled. There is no magic. Credit Max Auto has a great selection of cars with fast, easy financing and payments you can afford. Check us out at creditmaxauto.com.
Well, not much going on here in this early part of this overtime period.
You know, Lorain had it for about maybe 30 seconds. Now Brunswick has it, took about 40 seconds there, and then take the timeout. Now with inbounds under.
Okulovic will handle the inbound duties. He'll get it in. That'll be Sabula. He'll come across the top, get it back out to Acquiring. I wonder if Brunswick wants to burn some time. Coach Joe Mackey working the sideline there. Let's see what he's calling out. Bulick at the top, spins away from pressure. Oh, nice back cut. Oh, huge block by Rashad Berry. Fast break opportunity. Boy, I thought that was a layup for sure.
Well, they ran a great backdoor man-sized block by Berry. Man-sized block.
They'll try to go high-low from Devon Andrews to Rashad Berry. Nicely broken up there by Armagast. Inbound here, Devon Andrews underneath the Lorain High basket. He'll come way out top to Davier. Davier goes between his legs, sends it to the right side, and Williamson. Not a lot of movement. Williamson will try to take the drive, not going to be there for him. Devon Andrews into the lane, forces up a shot, misses that one, rebound loose. Rashad Berry gets it, drops it off to Devon Andrews, rocks the house.
Great job by Berry with the offensive rebound and then finding Devon Andrews for the dunk. Got to get back.
Heading the other way. Beulah gets the ball. Get it off to Quiring. The Lorain High Titans have caught up defensively. Quiring beats Williamson, works in the lane, drops it off. There's a layup off the left side. That's good for Armagoss, his 4th point of the ball game. Back to 43.
And again, you credit Quiring. I mean, just a great job of penetrating, bounce pass. An old school just bounce pass layup.
Williamson pointing out the offense now with 1.5 minutes left in overtime. Davier and
How long will the
Williamson.
Titans hold it here with the tie ball game, Don?
Well, I think if they can.
Brunswick's not coming out of that zone.
Quiring's going to chase him out just a little bit. He looks over to the bench and says, how far should I go? And apparently the volleyball line is it.
I mean, Lorain could hold it again here for this last 1:10. Because Brunswick's in there 2-3.
They'll back him up to the arc, the defense at least.
I'd hold it. I mean, I'm sorry. I wouldn't give him the ball back again.
Williamson looks over. Coach Rossitano. Rossitano just waves him right where he is, says stay there. 55, 54, 53 seconds left.
You know, I mean, right now the most valuable thing is the basketball.
Agreed.
Lorain has it. Tie ball game. Brunswick is not going to try to match up with them, so this is the way to go. You know, you're going to have the last shot if you do it right. Chance to win it.
Nas Bohannon and Devon Andrews
Question
chit-chatting
is,
a little bit.
Don, is Lorain just going to play it, or are they going to try to set a play off a timeout?
They've got 29, 28, 27 seconds left to figure it out.
The play at the end of the regulation wasn't very good.
Mitch Gillum Jr. talking in the air of John Rossitano. The range rush there. Now it looks like Rossitano wants a timeout. There it is. 16.6 seconds, tied at 43. Break time. We'll be right back on the Cool Cat 1380, WLCS, and WLCS. We'll be right back.
In an instant, life can change. Hi, I'm veteran J.R. Martinez. If you've been hurt or disabled due to your service, the last thing you need to do is hurry up and wait for a VA claims decision. Make sure you file an electronic, fully developed claim, or e-claim, for disability compensation on e-benefits. It's the fastest and easiest way to get a claims decision. Learn more at ebenefits.va.gov. E-claims and e-benefits. Online VA claims made simple.
Why do you let car dealers treat you like you're stupid? Just because you've had credit problems doesn't mean you're stupid. Credit Max Auto treats you with dignity and respect. We have a great selection of cars with fast, easy financing and payments you can afford. Check us out at creditmaxauto.com.
16 seconds, 16.6 seconds, 43-43. Lorain will have the ball out of bounds coming off the full timeout. Your question is probably the best one. What defense is Brunswick going to step out in?
Brunswick's going to come out in that zone. I'm questioning, are they going to possibly trap, or are they going to just stay solid in that 2-3 and take their chances? Coach Mackey went to the official as soon as that timeout was called by Lorain and said, hey, if they score, I want a timeout immediately. So he's already thinking ahead. Good coach.
Williamson get the ball in from Bohannon. Davier Andrews, left wing. Devon Andrews, top of the key. He's standing in the lane. He'll have to get out of there. Rashad Berry, right baseline.
Penetrate a little bit this time.
Williamson wanted to go to work. Clock down to 5, 4. Goes inside, shows it left, sends it out. Devon Andrews steps up. 12-footer, no! And we're going into the second overtime. 43-43. 4 more minutes going up on the clock here in Midview. We'll step away and be right back on the Cool Cat 1380 and the Lorain County Sports Network.
Which of the angles on the board are the one from the quiz on Friday? Jaden?
Research shows more and more 12 to 15-year-olds have arteries similar to that of a 45-year-old. But it doesn't have to be that way. Don't let your children grow up too fast. Encourage them to act their age through regular exercise and healthy eating.
Have you ever bought a car and then realized you couldn't afford it? Insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting something different. Don't be insane. At Credit Max Auto, you can get a really great car with a payment you can't afford. Visit us at creditmaxauto.com.
I feel like if we just keep going, it kind of goes to advantage Brunswick.
I would agree.
Just the pressure is on Lorain.
Same lineups for both squads. Tip's going to be controlled by Lorain. They'll have the ball first here in the second overtime period. Williamson calling Davier Andrews up. He'll get it on the left wing. Comes to the right side. Williamson there. Devon Andrews, top of the key. He's going to pop out. Nas Bohannon, 3-ball. Davier Andrews back of the rim. That one no good. Long rebound, just saved back in bounds by Brunswick. They'll get it in the hands of Quiring. That shot just didn't look good when it left. Quiring a little out of control going down court. Leaves it back. Armagost from 17 got it.
Yeah, nice touch by 6'8". Armagost there about 17 feet out.
2-point lead now for the Brunswick Blue Devils. Titans with the ball. Davier Andrews outside the arc. Comes around to the right side. Williamson wants to work off the screen of Nas Bohannon. Works to the top of the key and then leaves it back. Davier will come across the top. Devon now in between the circles. Wanted to duck in. Not going to be there. Davier on kind of a little bit of a weave outside the top. Davier now looking at that zone defense.
Yeah, but Brunswick just content. They're staying inside that three-point line. Just daring the Titans to shoot that outside shot.
Devon Andrews with the drive. Goes to the rack. Got it and one. He got it outside the arc along the baseline. One quick step and in he goes.
A great diagonal pass by Williamson, and Devon Andrews made up his mind as soon as he caught it. He was going to the rack. Kind of contorted his body a little bit. Took the contact. Going to foul Buick out of the game in the process and get a chance for that three-pointer to give the Titans a lead.
Coach Mackey, now they changed this rule a couple years back. He doesn't have a full minute to get somebody in. He's got, 30 seconds from the time that he goes over there. And they'll go ahead and march Fissick in.
Come on. Whatever. You know he's out. Get a guy in. I mean, I understand he's doing what he's allowed to do, but that's a silly rule.
Devon Andrews with 20 points in the ball game, averages 21. This free throw could match his average. He's knotted at 45, big free throw, and he struggled from the line tonight. This would be big. Got it. That is average 21. Let's see if the Titans
we're off
something together here.
An even number for a change, Don, so 1-point lead.
And Brunswick can throw it up from outside, though, so that can change pretty quickly as well.
Absolutely. Great point.
Quiring hesitates out top. To the lane. There's a turnover. Devon Andrews is going to come away with it. Has Nas Bohannon up ahead. He's going to take it himself. Layup, no. Bohannon rebound. Goes down to the ground. No reason for that. Foul's going to be called underneath.
Man.
Just send Bohannon to the line for 2. This will be the 10th team foul.
I'll tell you, Bohannon that time was fortunate. He did a great job getting the offensive rebound, but like you mentioned, when he brought that ball down, I thought Quiring tied him up clean, and they got Quiring for the foul. And that's the 10th foul, so 2 shots for Bohannon.
Bohannon's got 4 in the ball game, make it 5. 47-45 rather in favor of the Titans. Back to the even with the 2-point difference. Even if they get it up to a 3-point difference, you're still looking at a Brunswick squad that can really light it up. He got it.
Well, at least now, and who took the timeout?
Lorain took a full timeout with 2:30 left in the second overtime. 48-45, Titans over the Blue Devils on the Cool Cat 1380 Lorain County Sports Network and WLCS TV 20.
I began in 3rd grade, 8 years old, and I was able to learn the chest compressions and the breaths, and I absolutely believe that anyone out in the public can easily learn. We got a page for an unresponsive 2-month-old, and when I got the first glimpse of the 2-month-old, he was blue. We didn't even get to go inside. I just jumped in the back and we started CPR, continuing CPR, and you were able to see the color start to come back, and then we were able to actually get his heart rate back. It was a pretty moving part in the story that we were able to save a 2-month-old's life. My community is why.
All right, here we go. 2.5 minutes left.
Oh, Don, I'm sorry, but I whined.
Yes, you do.
All through February, I whined about the weather.
Yeah.
How cold it was. We got people in here. They've taken off their outer layers. They're trying to fan themselves because it's so hot in here. I'm not going to complain about that. Not after the month we went through.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Okay, here we go. Brunswick off the timeout called by Lorain. Token pressure here. Byron's going to come up court. Williamson's going to be checking him just to slow him down a little bit. 48-45 in favor of Lorain. 2:19 left in the second overtime period. Pass goes inside. Foul's going to be called outside, and I think they're going to get Bohannon.
Oh, man. And Coach Mackey's upset because Brunswick did a great job. They set a screen and slipped it. They had a layup, but they called Bohannon for going through that screen with his forearm out.
It was actually, I think they got Davier. I'm sorry.
Oh, they got Davier
Davier
instead, but that's still only the 16th foul for the Titans.
Well, Kulovic having a hard time getting the ball in, finally does so. Steps back in, gets it, launches a 3-ball. That one's going to be a no-go. Davier Andrews gets wrapped up almost immediately, looking for some help, trying to step through, gets called for a double dribble. And it's going to be Brunswick ball underneath.
Wait a minute. Here comes an official. Is he going to say Lorain had a timeout? I think Lorain was trying to get a timeout. Let's see if he overrules this.
Official from the far end walks up and talks to the other two officials. They're going to say no, make the call down on the baseline. They're going to say, yeah, you got it.
Oh.
John Rossitano's not going to like that.
Well, Andrews had to dribble it to get that rebound secure, and then they immediately trapped him, and then he put it on the floor again.
Kulovic gets the ball in, Quiring wants to go to work, works off the screen, spots a 3-ball off the dribble. That one's not even close. Rebound comes down to Devon Andrews. He's going to beat pressure up court, gets to midcourt, hesitates there.
Yeah, now Brunswick has got to go man-to-man, where they're scrambling around out of this 2-3, trying to trap a little bit.
Devon gets wrapped up out near the 9-foot line. Probably the right guy to foul based on the struggles he's had at the free throw line tonight.
Yeah, well, Brunswick did a good job there because down 3, they couldn't just sit in that zone. So they kind of scrambled out of it, looking for a trap, and then gave the foul. Now the advantage Devon Andrews has is he's getting a 2-shot opportunity here.
Minute 50 left in the ball game, 48-45. Lorain up by 3. These free throws would be huge for the Titans. Devon will set for number 1, puts it up. Back of the rim, no.
Just got to make free throws. I mean, I know that's the obvious, but your life would be so much easier making free throws.
We'll have one more coming his way to extend the lead to 4. Sets, puts it up. That one rolls in. Not pretty, but effective. He's got 22.
Got it. Titans up 4 here, minute 48. Need a stop.
Quiring with the ball, comes up midcourt, crosses the timeline, works to the left wing, wants to go a little head fake in front of Williamson. Clears with that off arm, no dice arrow. Kulovic, pump fake, drops it out. 17-footer is a no-go. Bohannon pulls it down, gets it off to Williamson. Looking at a triple team, gets wrapped up in
wide open,
drops it off to Berry! Brings it down with 2 hands, Rashad Berry!
Got a timeout, Lorain. Lorain got a timeout.
The house is now officially rocking. 1:24 left, 51-45. Berry rocks it with 2 hands. We're going to keep it right here. Enjoy the party. It's not over by any means, but now with a 6-point lead, the Titans can feel a little bit more comfortable.
Absolutely, and Bohannon with a huge rebound allowed Lorain to get in transition. To the Titans' credit, they realized they had numbers and they weren't going to pull it out because they've been struggling shooting those foul shots. Find Berry on the backside, and that man can jump, and I want to stress that he's a man because he can jump with a great finish, one hand, throw it down. And now, Don, you're up 6, minute 24. You really don't want to foul because it's going to give Brunswick, that'll put him on the foul line.
Right.
But you really don't want to give up a 3 here.
Agreed.
Because it's a 2-possession game. You don't give up a 3 and you allow him to score, you can at least still keep it a 2-possession game.
Kulovic will inbound. He'll get it off to Quiring. Left side, he's got Fisick down court. He's got Badowski, and outside the arc, right baseline, Sabula. Fisick leaves it off to Sabula, mishandles. Davier could have had that one going the other way if he'd had a touch.
Great pressure.
Quiring beats the pressure, drops it off, down to the left baseline. That's a good deuce for Badowski.
Nice job by Quiring, but you give that if you're Lorain. Now you got to get the ball in bounds, take care of it, and accept the foul. And they went right after Devon Andrews again.
No surprise there. That'll be on Quiring. Tell you that young man as a junior coach.
Oh, yeah. I mean, 5'8", he's just so impressive the way he plays the game. And if you're Devon Andrews, this has turned into a confidence thing, Don. This is a Division I athlete. He just needs to go up there, remember his routine that he's done all year long, and drill him.
He'll bounce it, spin it, sets, puts it up. in and out. There's your confidence issue. If it starts bouncing out after that.
Well, look where he is when he finishes. He's not just where he doesn't finish where he's releasing from.
Yeah.
He's either walking forward or something. Just sit in there and watch it go in. Don't move. Watch it go in.
He's got another one. See if he heeds your coaching. Nope, he'll step forward.
Over.
Nope, misses that one long. And timeout comes off the Brunswick bench with 55 seconds, 51-47, Lorain over Brunswick. Time for us to take a break. We'll be right back on the Cool Cap 1380 Lorain County Sports Network, as well as our partners at WLCS TV 20.
Is your child's sports performance inconsistent? Does she seem to be a few steps behind the soccer ball? Is he swinging early or late at the baseball? An eye coordination problem could be at the root of your child's difficulties. Vision screenings can be misleading because they are not designed to test all of the visual skills necessary for sports performance or for reading and learning. For more information on sports and vision, visit the website for the College of Optometrist and Vision Development at covd.org.
Is magic really magic? If a deal is too good to be true, well, don't be fooled. There is no magic. Credit Max Auto has a great selection of cars with fast, easy financing and payments you can afford. Check us out at creditmaxauto.com.
55 seconds left in the ball game, 51-47. Well, at least in the second overtime period. You were talking free throws.
Well, 7 for 14 this half and only 8 for 18 for the game. They're not even shooting 50% from the line. They had that 6-point lead, down to 4 now. And boy, you miss free throws, you leave the door open for one of the better shooting teams that we've watched all year.
Yeah, no doubt about that. I'd agree with that assessment 100%. Quiring gets the ball to get it back into action. Williamson's going to check him up. He's looking for a little bit of help, wants a high screen. Hizik will provide it. He gets a little bit of a switch. Bohannon on Quiring now. A little bit of a mismatch. Sends it outside. 3-ball launch. Badowski, no good. Follow is good that time for Steve Hizik. He's got 5 points in the ball game. Here come the Titans working back up court. Davier Andrews looking for a little bit of help.
Oh, he traveled.
Yep, he gets called for travel right at midcourt. Once he gave up that dribble, he was in trouble. And now it's a 2-point difference with 31 seconds left, and you've got the Brunswick Blue Devils who can shoot the lights out.
Well, Stakey May, like you said, he gave the dribble up, and then he started raising up as the ball was coming up, dragged that pivot foot. Now Brunswick down 2 with the ball.
Quiring works to the left side. Okulovich back out to Quiring, working against Williamson. Works into the lane, scoops up the layup, ties it. Quiring has 10.
Quiring again.
15 seconds, 14 now. Williamson telling his Titans to be calm.
I think you gotta go attack and try to get a putback.
Williamson,
They're
7,
taking too long.
6. Williamson, top of the key, outside the arc, right side, gets it back. Looks to get a shot off, ball knocked away. Clock is down to 0. And I think they're going to put about 0.2 of a second back on the clock. The official walking over to the bench. That ball went out of bounds with time still on the clock. If they do it, it's got to be a catch and shoot.
Lorain wanted to take their time. They took too much time. By the time they actually started attacking, there was, you get a hand on it by Brunswick, and you really lost your opportunity. 0.6 of a second left.
Well, it's more than a catch and shoot. Sub comes into the ball game. Okulovich is going to go out in a timeout. Comes off the Brunswick bench. Let's just keep it here. We'll talk strategy with 0.6 of a second left. 51-51. Lorain High is going to have it in between foul line extended and volleyball 9-foot line extended. I would think you've got to put it up near the hoop.
You can, look to try to possibly throw a lob here, right off of the, right off of the inbounds. Try to throw that lob, or run somebody off a screen. They're going to be in a 2-3 Brunswick.
You would think.
The problem is you shot the ball poorly from the perimeter tonight. So if you try to get that lob, really that might be your best option, because with 0.6 of a second,
you can get a miss and a tip.
Yeah, but they're going to be kicking themselves here. Having that 6-point lead, and Brunswick, you give Brunswick credit, man.
All right, so here we go.
Back.
Devon Andrews Looks like he's going to handle the inbounds play. Williamson will be out
Looks like
top.
we're going to try to get a back screen for Barry here, possibly for a lob.
Barry's outside the arc between the circles. Hannon's right next to him. Davier Andrews along the baseline. He'll sprint in. Fires the 3 ball. That was going to end up short. Yeah. We're going into the third overtime period, tied at 51. We'll be right back on the Cool Cat 1380, Lorain County Sports Network and WLCS TV 20.
Inspiring city and campus. Inspiring people. Inspiring creativity. Inspiring hands-on learning. Inspiring global experiences. Inspiring traditions. Be a Buckeye. Inspire.
Why do you let car dealers treat you like you're stupid? Just because you've had credit problems doesn't mean you're stupid. Credit Max Auto treats you with dignity and respect. We have a great selection of cars with fast, easy financing and payments you can afford. Check us out at creditmaxauto.com.
All right, here we go. Back at it. 4 more minutes up on the clock. We've got a quarter and a half. We'll see if this one gets decided. And high tip is going to be handled by Lorain. Boy, Hannon comes up wisely.
Yeah.
Flashes through the center circle and tips it back to Eddie Williamson. Williamson wants to work to the left side.
Well,
hands off to Devon Andrews.
And Brunswick is right back in that 2-3 now, down with this game tied.
Devon wants to go to work, not going to be there, sends it all the way across. Davier back out top. Williamson, a little scoop pass goes to Devon. He'll go long cross court. Davier outside the arc. Could have been trapped there. Oh, there's a nice poke away. Okulovich is going to have the layup at the other end. Dropped it in.
Yeah, just try that. It was just a flat pass, too long of a distance. Easy turnover finish.
Devon Andrews goes back the other way and ties it up with his 24th point of the ball game.
Big finish by Devon Andrews.
Ball loose is going to be.
That's a travel.
Well, we're going to see what the officials call. They're going to call a timeout. Joe Mackey still wants a 30-second timeout. He still doesn't have one. Can you turn a 60 into a 30? As a possession-saving timeout, I think it has to be a full timeout. It is. We're going to go ahead and keep it right here. I'm pretty sure we're done with spots back at the station. I'm pretty sure Joe Bach doesn't mind from WLCS. Good to have all of you along. 53-53. 3:10 left. Is going to be Brunswick ball coming off of that loose ball timeout call.
And so now will Brunswick still have one? Or is that their last one? I mean, they got one still.
Well, they should get one from each overtime period, correct?
Yeah.
So they should have 2 left.
Well, they got one.
They got one on the board.
So
okay.
All right.
Maybe I missed one of them.
Well, that was quite a sequence because, Lorain with the bad turnover gave up the breakaway, but then Devon Andrews quickly came down and in traffic was able to tie it back up. So Brunswick going to go length of the floor here, 53 all. I don't know if Lorain has anything left to go full court pressure.
Here's what you don't like to see. Devon Andrews shaking his head. And it wasn't a shake your head positive, it was a shake your head negative. We'll see if they can get back at it here. Tied up at 53 with just 3 minutes left. Firing out top, flips it off to the left side. Physic goes outside. Okulovich being checked by Devon Andrews. No movement there. They'll finally start the dribble and restart the count. Firing outside the arc. Brunswick content just to hold here for a while.
Well, they're going to run high screens, come off on the roll, see if someone's open, and if not, look for the step back 3.
Firing 3 ball. Got it!
There it was.
He's got 13. That was huge. We're going to go the other way with 2.5 left. 56-53. Brunswick up by those 3 points. Williamson, right side. Just looking. Finds Devon Andrews. Devon holding, hesitating, works off the screen, kicks it back out. They'll swing it all the way around. Davier Andrews, 4 goes to 3 ball. At some point, he's got to toss one of those up, I think. Pass goes to the top of the key. Hannon from 14 gets it to drop.
Yeah, good job by Williamson getting some penetration there and finding Bohannon and a nice finish. Titans down 1 here, 2 minutes to go.
Firing with the ball. Williamson's going to D him up. Coming up court, 155, 154 left. Firing. The left wing hesitates there. 56-55. Again, clearing a little bit of space. They haven't called that all night long. Those two have been going at it. Okulovich, nice move to get some room. Unable to do anything with it. Firing. had to chase one down.
Williamson trying to do everything he can here, pressure that basketball. But again, Brunswick, all kinds of ball handlers on the floor right now.
Kulovich does a nice job, gets himself free, wraps the pass way back out top, up by 1 point, 56-55, 1:23 on the clock now. They've burnt almost 45 seconds.
Yeah, and they're just running clock, doing their thing.
Drop it down to the baseline.
Oh, man.
Lost along the baseline. Nate Armagas wanted to go with the power dribble and shot. Lost the ball out of bounds.
That time, Quiring almost over-penetrated. It was a little bit too close to a tough catch there. Armagas Titans, chance to come back here, 1:08 left.
Williamson with the dribble, comes across the timeline in between the circles and starts to work to the right side, still facing that 2-3 zone. Javier Andrews back over, lost the way. They'll go wing to wing. And the Titan fans now up on their feet. Are they just going to play for the win here, under a minute?
Mitch Gillum standing up, trying to almost look like he's showing a diamond.
3-ball, Williamson, no. Long rebound is going to be controlled by Brunswick. Full court pressure here. Armagas, long pass, and tipped at about the free throw line. They're going to say no, it went off of Williamson. Boy, those two guys went up high for that one.
I think
him and Okulovich.
Thought that was the right call. A lot of hustle. Eddie Williamson, I thought, had the last touch on it. 38 seconds to go, inbounds for Brunswick. And it's just that outside shot just has not been there tonight for the Titans.
Okulovich lobs the ball in. Armagas gets it near the three-point line.
Man.
Oh, three-point shot is blocked.
Man.
Fast break opportunity going the other way. Wrapped up is
oh, wow.
Devon Andrews, why do you shoot that ball?
I'm old man in it because Okulovich pulled up for a three with the 1 point lead. And right now, Brunswick's coaches are like, what the heck? Lorain got the block. Devin Andrews on the run out, draws the foul going to the basket, but here's our other subplot. Devin Andrews at the free throw line, Don.
He's been struggling all night long and has an opportunity here with 2 free throws to tie it up and then take the lead. First one is up. Good. Tie ball game. He's got 20, despite his struggles at the line, he's got 25.
Yeah, I mean, he needs another big one right here. Break this tie. 30.6 seconds left.
Andrews at the line, bounces, spins, bounces it again, puts it up, got it. That's 26. That's a big, big free throw, and that will draw a timeout coming off the sideline. What do you say? You want to keep it here?
Oh, that's fine by me.
We'll do that.
I like, Don, you said, as soon as it left his hand, you said got it. Because you could tell that time when he released it, his balance was there, everything was good. Big play. And it's just crazy that, kids are kids. I mean,
they are.
Okulovich, taking that three against pressure even.
Yeah.
Gives Lorain the ball back. Titans take the lead. So why don't you set the table for us here, partner?
Well, here we go. 57-56. Lorain up by 1 point. 30.6 seconds left. Lorain, if they do foul, will send Brunswick to the line for a 1-and-1. Lorain shooting the double bonus. They have been for quite a while. If there's anybody on this court, and there haven't been a whole lot of substitutions since pretty much the fourth quarter on.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, they got some tired kids. The thing about Brunswick, though, they run a lot of sets, and they execute their sets as well as anybody. You know a set play is coming here if you're Lorain. You've really got to talk.
So here we go. Quiring with the ball, comes across midcourt. Almost goes out of bounds, is flirting with it, loses the ball, picks it back up, wants to go baseline, cut off there by Williamson, still with the dribble, top of the key, hesitates there, nothing doing, gives up his dribble, now facing all kinds of stress, goes inside, ball poked away, ball loose, picked up by Barry. He gets fouled, gets knocked to the floor. We're going to go down the other way, and the big guy, Rashad Barry, is going to go to the line.
Devin Andrews down as they tried to bounce pass into 6'8" Armagas on the block. And it was a good pass, but Devin Andrews' hands were quicker helping. He was able to knock that thing away to Rashad Barry. Barry draws the foul. 2 free throws. 9.6 to go here.
Barry's got 8 points in the ball game. Sets for the first one. Puts it up.
Nope.
Back of the rim, no. One more coming his way. 57-56, 9.6 seconds.
Each team with 1 timeout left according to the board.
That's consistent with what I have. Barry, another opportunity from the free throw line.
Lorain's going to take one if he makes it.
Got it. He'll sprint backwards. Barry now with 9 points, and there's the timeout coming off the Lorain high bench. That'll be their last timeout. Brunswick should have one left, 58-56. All right, so if you're Joe Mack, win, tie.
Oh, you're going to run a play here that your first option is going to be the three-pointer. But the one thing that Brunswick has also done a pretty good job of is they've slipped screens. And what I mean by that is you go set that screen, and then when it looks like you're going to sit there and stay in there and set that screen, as that ball handler comes, you take off. And they've been open 3 or 4 times with that type of mentality. So I look for them to run a play that's going to give them multiple options, and it's going to be a play that they have probably run at least 50 times this year, so they're going to execute it, okay? And look for them to get the 3 if they can. I'm good. And take a 2, obviously, to get a tie game. The biggest thing is to try at a minimum to tie this thing up. Now, if you're Lorain, you got to be, if you foul, you put them for a one-on-one situation. You really don't want to do that. But obviously, the last thing you want to do is get beat on a three-pointer.
All right, so here we go. Reset at 58-56. Lorain up by a deuce. 7 seconds. Quiring with the ball across the timeline, outside the arc, wants to get the 3 ball off, forces it up, misses it.
Ball game.
And going out of bounds with it was Javier Andrews, the official, with a hand up in the air. The question is, did the clock run out? The lights are not on the board.
It doesn't matter. It's over. I mean, even there, if there's no, there can't be any more than 2/10, 3/10 of a second.
We'll see what we got here.
If they're going to put time on the clock.
Walks over to the table.
And what Brunswick did, Quiring came up, and to Lorain's credit, and I believe it was Eddie Williamson who's been doing all night long. Eddie Williamson kept him on the side of the floor and kept him to a point where he gave him no room. Tremendous defense.
They ended up calling a foul, coach, because they're going to send Javier Andrews to the line. 58-55 with 0.3 of a second left. Lorain.
I'd miss him. I'd miss the second one. I don't care. You can make the first one since it's 2-shot foul.
There you go. He got it.
I'd miss this one.
Clank it off there hard. Just make sure it hits rim. Joe Mackey wants to talk about it with those 0.3 of a second. I don't know if he wants to set up a play or if he wants to try to ice Javier Andrews, but either way.
I mean, there's just really no way here. The Titans, unless something happens I've never seen before in my life, are going to escape. And if I'm the Titans, just with 0.3 of a second, I would miss it. Of course, yeah, if he makes it, it's over either way because it's a 4-point lead. But again, I want to go back to Eddie Williamson on that last possession, Don. He did a tremendous job. He kept Quiring on the right side of the floor. He didn't let him come back. Quiring ended up picking up his dribble and had to just shoot an off-balance 3 that turned into an air ball that was a defensive play of the game to give the Titans a lead.
Defensively, if you're Lorain, the only thing you can do wrong is foul.
If they go near a guy in a blue jersey, they should have to jog behind the bus home.
Andrews at the line with one more coming his way, up by 3, 59-56. 0.3 left, rolls that one out. Long 3 ball, baseline to baseline. The Titans survive in triple overtime. 59-56. Oh, boy.
Man, oh, man.
Well, they certainly earned this one. Give credit to the Brunswick Blue Devils. They'll go home broken-hearted, but what a terrific ball game. No doubt about that. We're going to take a break. When we come back, it'll be time for your LorainCounty.com post-game show, including your final stats brought to you by Buckeye Community Bank. Hopefully we'll get John Rossitano up here, chat with him a little bit, and then get you set on your way. We'll be right back with a Titans victory on the Cool Cat 1380 Lorain County Sports Network and WLCS. TV 20 as the Lorain fans start to celebrate.
The Warriors to Work program makes it possible for wounded warriors and their families to build new lives together.
When my dad left, I was like this big, but now I'm like this big. My dad got a master's degree in human resources.
Thanks to Warriors to Work that my dad has a terrific job.
The Wounded Warrior Project helps him by, giving him another start.
Now that my dad's home, I get a lot more hugs.
I'm really proud of him.
Find out more about Wounded Warrior Project at findwwp.org. Welcome home, the brave.
All right, I want to welcome you back here to Midview High School. Don Vincent along with the coach, Jim Baker, as we continue to wrap things up on the LorainCounty.com post-game show. Coach, I guess part of the message here, if you start looking at what Lorain High has to do, obviously they're going to come back here tomorrow, at least the coaching staff and a few key players, and do a little bit of scouting. But they've got to get themselves ready to get back up on the court here in just a couple days after a long, long game.
Well, absolutely. I mean, going to triple overtime, that's tough. But fortunately for them, they don't play again until Saturday night. So you got to figure tomorrow is going to be a lot of mental stuff, a lot of mental prep and everything. You're going to have some kids with tremendously tired legs, because you had about 5 kids play the majority of that game.
Oh yeah.
But then you do have Friday, you do have your walkthrough Saturday morning, and then get back after it. And by Saturday night, the adrenaline is going to be going sky high.
And right now, I'm happy to say that we're going to invite into our LorainCounty.com postgame show Lorain High head coach John Rossitano. And John, we'll just start this way, and want to remind you we're being joined by the folks in WLCS TV 20. Boy, what a ball game! Congratulations.
It was, we got caught up playing their kind of game, more of a grind them out, slug them out type game, and that's not really our strength. But to our credit, I can't remember all the big plays, but there were a lot of them, and we managed a way to grind out a game, which isn't our style. And again, it goes back to these kids are winners, and they do the right things. And there was a belief that somehow we were going to win this game, and somehow we did.
Well, never a doubt, Coach. 3 overtime.
Well, there was concern. We're up 6 with a minute something to go in the second overtime. They come back and tie it, send third overtime, and now you got a little bit of but again, these guys believe no matter what they're going to win somehow, and they went up 2 to start the third overtime, I believe. We came right back and jumped back on them and got the lead, and just a great gutsy performance, actually by both teams. It was a well-played game on both teams, and to me, this is what high school basketball is all about for fans, players, and coaches. It's a great game.
Well, Coach, I thought, you get a game like this and you can think of 15, 20 different individual plays, but obviously the one that sticks out to me was at the end, you're up 2, Eddie Williamson just kept point guard on the side of the floor, didn't allow him to reverse it, gave him no open, and I thought, just tremendous defense in that situation.
I thought his pressure throughout the whole game in a half court caused them a little bit of a problem with their rhythm, how they like to run sets, and it was our advantage because we had a couple fouls to give throughout the course of the second half, and we told them just keep being aggressive on them, and it caused them a little bit of problems getting in their sets, and I thought that was a big part of our defense down the stretch there.
Not that you haven't been tested this season, but this is probably as big a test as you've been challenged with, certainly in terms of style.
The style and the magnitude of the game. Okay. The loser goes home.
Right.
And so the style of the game and also the pressure of you lose, it's pack up your bags and go home. And again, it goes back to these kids are winners. They're fun to be around. They do the right thing. And again, a nice little. Our fans have been incredible. They come out in numbers. They're loud. They care. And we're going to need them big time against Saturday night.
Well, it was obvious when the draw came out that there was no way in the world you were going to back your way into a regional level, and you've got halfway of the job done here, and now you got obviously one of the more storied programs in the state in front of you.
No doubt about it.
I agree with you totally. Just watching your kids. They were so frustrated, it seemed, because they felt like they should have ended it earlier. But then you could also see that look in their eye, like, we're not going home yet. We're not going home.
And that's when you win a lot of games in a row, there's a belief system in place. There's a confidence factor, a little bit of swagger involved, and these guys got that. And tip your hat to Brunswick. They played a heck of a game against. They managed to get the tempo in their favor. They're well disciplined, and it took a really gutsy performance on our part to get out of here with a win tonight. So we're going to take this run, get ready for tomorrow, and practice and come back Saturday, and hopefully we can come out on top against Saturday night.
Coach, we're not going to hold you much longer. We know you're tired. The guys are tired. You need to get those fellas home, get them starting to rest. Thank you for spending some time with us here in the post-game show. Congratulations. We'll see you back here Saturday.
Thanks a lot, guys. We'll see you.
Congratulations. John Rossitano, head coach of the Lorain High Titans, spending some time with us here in the post-game show. For our folks here on WLCS TV 20, want to thank you for joining us as well, and hopefully we'll be right back with you right here Saturday night.
This has been a production of Lorain City Schools TV 20 WLCS.
To purchase a high-quality copy of the program you just viewed, please call Lorain City Schools Television at 282-8400.